Hello, my name is Kurt Williams and I'm a graduate student in the Department of Biological Sciences at North Dakota State University. Thanks for stopping by to learn about the work my colleagues and I are doing to better understand the prevalence of basic needs and securities among undergraduate biology students and their effects on student success. Basic needs and security refers to a lack of reliable access to fundamental human needs like food and shelter. While cultural narratives in the United States surrounding the starving college student have been around for a long time, it's only been relatively recently that higher education researchers have begun to grasp just how bad the problem is. Meta-analyses of U.S. college student food insecurity and homelessness have given us some insight into how common they are. What you might first notice is how wide the national distributions of estimates from individual institutions are. Food insecurity especially ranges from about 10% to, in some cases, over 80% of undergraduates. The other thing you might notice is how alarmingly high the centers of these distributions are. These data estimate that at the national level, about 40% of U.S. college students experience food insecurity, and about 10% experience homelessness. However, the institutional variation in the prevalence of basic needs insecurities indicates that contextual factors are important for understanding how basic needs insecurities manifest on a specific campus. These national data motivated us to do our own study of the food insecurity and homelessness experienced by the biology students we work with at NDSU. With our study, we specifically wanted to estimate the prevalence of food insecurity and homelessness among students enrolled in biology courses at NDSU, and to evaluate the impacts they might have for students' continued enrollment and GPA. To do this, we anonymously surveyed students in 10 biology courses during class pre-COVID-19. The survey drew from published questionnaires covering topics relating to students' financial stress, their engagement, and their demographics. We found that 10% of our biology students met criteria for having experienced food insecurity in the past 30 days, and that 8% met criteria for having experienced homelessness within the past year. Compared to the national distributions, this puts NDSU on the lower end. However, they were still common enough that we observed basic needs insecurities in every class we surveyed. We find these results disturbing in their own right, but we wanted to evaluate the impact of basic needs insecurities on students academically. We focused this analysis on two main outcomes: students' confidence that coming to NDSU is the right decision, and whether their GPA was below a 3.0. When we tested whether basic needs insecurity was associated with either of these outcomes using Fisher's exact tests, we found that neither food insecurity nor homelessness was significantly related to persistence, doubts, or GPA. We wondered if these aren't directly related to basic needs insecurity, what is? We conducted exploratory regularized logistic regressions using the financial stress, engagement, and demographic variables we collected. These figures show the lasso paths for all predictor variables in the models. You can click and drag in the figure to explore the model results. Hovering over a path will display the item contents and the size of the effect at that point. As you move from left to right along the x-axis, you can see the point at which each variable enters the model with a non-zero effect. Looking at what predicted food insecurity for our students, we found that financial stress related to meeting expenses was the strongest predictor of experiencing food insecurity, followed by having dependents, considering transferring or taking a break from college due to debt, experiencing role conflict between work and school commitments, and having to use credit cards to meet expenses. Our analyses suggest that basic needs insecurities are one component of a broader financial precarity that shapes the ways students are able to productively engage at college. Our research has helped us to understand the importance of reframing the assumptions we bring to our course design and our departmental policymaking about who our students are and what they need. You can explore our results in more detail, as well as those for persistence doubts and GPA. We'd love to discuss any further questions you may have about our project and the implications for teaching and learning in undergraduate biology at the poster session on July 16th.